there, YouTube. I'm back again today for another game review. Today I'm very excited to check out Tags from Title Bar Games. This is for 2 to 4 players or 2 to 4 teams. It's going to take you about 30 minutes to play, and it's for ages 10 plus. And in Tags, this is a fast, frantic trivia game in which you are going to try to figure out the answer to different topics using certain letter restrictions that you're going to have each and every time you do it. But it's not going to be that easy, though, because the rounds will only last 15 seconds in this game. So you're going to have 15 seconds to spit out as many answers as you can in order to collect these big chunky marbles and these tags in order to gain points. It is a light, simple party game, but is it good? Let's open it up and I'll tell you what I think. Alrighty then, we're going to take a look at what you're going to get inside of Tags. So first and foremost, we have your handy dandy rule book. It is 2 pages, double-sided, full color, full of pictures, illustrations, examples. It's very well done. It should have you up and running in no time at all. And I can also teach you how to play the game right now because it is a very simple game. So in Tags, what you're going to be doing is you're going to try to collect these balls and also these tags up here at the top. If you're able to do that, then you are going to gain points. So the person who has the most points at the end of as many rounds as you have players is going to be the winner of the game. So let's go over the components. Let's get into the gameplay. So first and foremost, we got a little score tracker over here. Very neat idea right here. It's got all the spots for you to go up on the track. You're also going to have plus 25 tokens like that for your corresponding colors. Your little tokens are just going to be kept track of with these caps. So pretty simple, clean and clear system. So next, you're going to have this main area right here. And this is actually the inside of the box. And it's actually a really weird looking box because this is the bottom of the box right here. And this is just a large piece of plastic holding everything. But it holds it all very well. And it makes everything really easy to navigate. So what you're going to notice here is that there's going to be 20 balls out here. These are just randomly distributed at the beginning of each round. What you need to know is the lighter colored balls are worse and the darker colored balls are better. So 3 points, 2 points, 1 point. So you want to try to focus on black balls, but it's not always going to be that easy. Next, you're going to have these tags over here to the left side and to the right side. On the left side, they're going to have to deal with letters. So ends with E, starts with the letter G, includes the letter X. And there's a good deal of these ones. And I think actually right now I have a couple of the more difficult ones in there. So there's some that you can take out because they are more or less difficult. Right now I have everything mixed in because honestly, that's how I'd recommend playing the game, unless you're playing this as a family game. But if you're playing it with adults, that would be the way I would play it. Next, you're gonna have a whole boatload of tags up here, and I want to just let you know there is a lot of tags. That's just one of the little rows right here that are all going to be randomly distributed up at the top. And when you're ready to start the game, you're going to flip those over, and then you're going to flip over this little sand timer right here, which yes has its own little convenient spot, which is nice. Last but not least, everybody's going to have one of these plastic bowls. This is to store your balls. Pretty simple. So let's show you how the game works. So on your turn, what you're going to do is you're going to decide who's the first player. They'll get the first player token. It's somewhere in here. I forgot to take it out. It looks like a first player token. And you are going to flip over the sand timer. And then you are not going to look at the sand timer anymore. It is the other team's jobs or the other player's jobs to look at the sand timer. And when the sand timer runs out, they have to yell, "Stop." They immediately have to do it. So everybody else's job, when it's not their turn, is to make sure that they yell stop the second the last grain of sand goes. So let's just flip it over, and we will start. So, celebrities. Starts with G. Garth Brooks. Ends with E. Who's celebrity that ends with E? Cher. Okay, includes S. Automotive parts. Belts. Sander. Oh my gosh, I just did so terrible. All right, so then it'd be the next person's turn. So let's see if the next person, a.k.a. me, is slightly better than that one. So they're not going to be focused on the color of the balls. They're just going to focus on collecting balls, which I normally do. So, ready, set, go. Causes of death. Gun. Asphyxiation. Suicide. Ends with E. Suicide. Again. Yeah, suicide works again. So, boom. And then I actually collect this tag and I put it in there too. And then somebody say, stop. Now, what you might have noticed is that I cleared out that entire row. So when you clear out an entire row, you are actually going to get the card at the top as well. The card at the top is going to be worth as many stars as you have right here. So this one is worth 4 stars. Now, I also notice that there seems to be no rhyme or reason to which of these tags are up here. You're actually supposed to mix them up, but since these ones were supposed to be the quote-unquote, not suitable for work sort of thing. They're not dirty at all. They just have you talking about, kind of darker topics. I put those over to the side, but honestly, I would just mix them all in. I think most people are going to have no issues playing with those with their kids. And now the next person goes. It goes back to the guy who only has one black ball, but he now cannot do this row anymore because I have cleared it out. So let's do 2 more, and we'll just get it going. So ready, set, go. Personal care and cosmetics. That's really hard for me. Soap. Yeah, that's a thing. Soap. And includes X. Automotive parts. Belts, yep, don't care. And yep, and then it'll be the last person's turn. They're gonna go for celebrities hard. So let's see. Wow, this is really bad. Exhibit, yeah, the rapper. He's got an X. How can I not think of a celebrity with the letter S? Are you kidding me? Tom Hanks. No, that has the letter X. Anywho. What you do is you continue to go until either all the balls are gone or until every team or every person has gone and not been able to collect any balls. At which point, then you're going to count up your balls and you're going to see how many points you would get. So for instance, this guy on the bottom would get 3, 6, 9 because he gets 3 points for the blacks, 2 points for the blue, 1 point for the white. This person would get 3, 6, 8, 10, 14. Then you'd put it over here on the little track. You would remix up all these balls once again, and then you would flip over another tile for everybody to utilize like so. And then you'd have 5 new categories, 4 new letter restrictions you have to follow, and you rinse, wash, repeat until everyone has had a turn to be the first player one time, which in this case would mean this would be the last round. And whoever has the most points will be the winner of tags. And that, in a nutshell, is how the game is played. Alrighty then, tags from Untitled Games. What are my final thoughts? Let's go over the pros, let's go over the cons. First on the con side, game's not going to be for everybody for a variety of different reasons. 2 to 4 players, restricted player count. That being said, you can play it as teams, which opens it up to more players. But when you are playing with more players, it's the exact same game, except you have 2 or 3 people on your team yelling answers instead of just one person on your team yelling answers. So that's a your mileage may vary kind of thing if you like that or not. Also on the con side, while it's not your classical trivia game where it's like, in 1812, this man crossed the Delaware or something like that, it still is a trivia game because it's like, Australia, what do you know that starts with the letter G, S, R, and U in Australia? Or that's Australian-y. And it still is a trivia game, I think, but at the same time, it's not your typical style trivia game. So if you hate trivia games, I will say this is probably not going to be for you, but I still would give it a try. That's how much I'm going to tell you in the pros that I like this game. Continuing on with the cons, some people are not going to like the 15-second round timer. And if you saw the middle part, it just does weird things to you. I could not think of a celebrity who started with the letter S, and now that I'm not being timed in a 15-second sand timer, I can think of like 5 or 10 of them just off the top of my head. I can just name them off. And it has that effect on you, and some people are not going to like that effect on their brain. Some people don't like to be rushed, some people don't like to be stressed in games, and this one will do both of those. Another comment I have of this game is that you will have instances where you're just like, I don't know anything. And you're just going to let the sand timer run out. And then it will go to the next team, and they'll get stuff, then it'll get back to you, and you'll be like, I still don't know anything. And that's just it's such a terrible feeling. It really is. And I've had it happen in this game twice now. And it's just like, I don't know anything about this topic. And it's disheartening. It's not the biggest deal, though, because everybody has certain things they know more stuff about. Like when sports categories come up or video games or something like that, I can knock them out of the park, or music. So you know what? Take that for what it is. Any other cons I have with the game? Oh, it's repetitive. You're going to do the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. And I actually liked it best at 2 players as opposed to 4 players just because the game is incredibly snappy. It says 30 minutes in a 2-player game. No, you're going to have this thing done in 10 minutes, which is really great, but very weird for a party-esque style 2-player game, which is, those are just words that don't go together. They don't mean anything. They're so weird. Moving on to the pros, I thought tags is great. I am keeping tags in my collection for probably as long as I have a collection. I want to start off by that. And if you're in the market for a party game, if you're in the market for a fun, lighter couples or family, get-together game, like maybe you have another couple over for dinner or something like that, I think this will absolutely go over like gangbusters. And if you're in the market for a family get-together style game that's not going to intimidate anybody from 80-year-old grandma to 7-year-old Billy, I think you can play this game. And what do I like about this game? There's so much that I like about this game. First, we're just going to start off with the generic stuff. The components are top-notch. They're fantastic. The box insert works really, really well. The balls are unnecessarily large and thick and chunky, and they just feel good to play with and put into there. I like how that system works. Some people are not going to like how the randomness of the balls is, which I understand that. I mean, there's no rhyme or reason why this one earns you 3 points and this one earns you 1 point. This one might actually be easier because it's the letter S as opposed to the letter X or something like that. And there's no rhyme or reason to that, which will be a turnoff to some people. But I say, hey, it's a light, simple, quick party game, so it didn't bug me that much. So I like the components. I thought they were great. Rules are very well done. They should have you up and running in no time at all. And honestly, you could kind of learn the rules just from watching the middle part of the video. That's how simple the game is. Also, it says ages 10 plus. Ignore that. I played it with the 7-year-olds in my class. And while I did crush them, they were on an even playing field. And they had a lot of fun with the game. They really liked the fast, frantic nature of the game. They liked picking up the marbles and playing with the marbles and putting the marbles into their bowl. They liked everything about this game. So as a family game, absolutely, I recommend this game. It has a wide variety of topics, which I like a lot. I wish they were double-sided, but I understand they don't want you to be able to see the topics beforehand because then people can kind of pre-plan. But still, I feel like you could have, because on the back of it, it tells you what the topic is, and it's like I don't care what the topic is. So I wish they would have been double-sided, and maybe you could just flip it over each time you get to a new topic or something like that. It's a minor nitpick though, because there still is a wide variety of topics. There's a good deal of letters. I mean, there's only 26, so it's kind of restricting. It's not like they're going to pump out 400 of these letter tiles or anything like that. But there's a good variety in this game. There's a lot of replayability in this game as well. But the biggest thing I like about this game is it's a very accommodating game. I played it with my wife. My wife really enjoyed it. I played it 2 times, 2 players, and it was just a delight. Each time I played it, it goes over so quickly as well. It's about a 10-minute game when you're playing 2 players, which is great. And to get a party-esque, trivia-esque feeling in 10 minutes is just so different and so unique, and I liked it so much. And Tags is a game unlike any game I think I've ever really played. It just doesn't feel the same as other games out there, and I like that, and I think it's great. It's going in my collection. It's going in my collection for a very, very long time, and I highly recommend everybody check this game out if you like trivia games or if you like fast-paced, frantic games, and potentially purchasing it, because it really is. It's one of those games where I look at my shelf, and I think this is a great way to end this. I look at my shelf, and I look at all these amazing, spectacular games around me. I'm looking at Mage Wars, Scythe, My First Scythe, Vast, Spyfall, Two Rooms and a Boom, Orleans, Trains, Dominion, Castle Panic. I'm looking at all these great games, and I think about how I'm going to get those to the table 3 times a year, tops. Some of them aren't going to hit the table all year. They're just not, just because I have so much other stuff to play. And I look at this game, and I think about all the different situations I can play it in. I think of all how short it is going to be for me to play this game. I'll give you an example. For a lot of those games I mentioned, you can play an entire game of Tags in the time it takes to explain that game. And I love that about Tags. So yeah, Tags. Highly recommend this one. Really caught me off guard. Don't let this one fly under your radar. If you enjoyed this review, please be sure to click on that subscribe button down below in the comments below. Let me know. Goodwill. Would you buy underwear at Goodwill? For me personally, I do. I do all the time. I'm actually wearing Goodwill boxer shorts right now. My wife thinks it's gross and dirty, and I'm saying, hey, dear, what's the difference between the Frank and the Beans rubbing against your clothes and, somebody's dirty, stinky armpit rubbing against that shirt you wore? I don't know. I don't know. I'm just maybe it's just me. Let me know in the comments below, and I will let my wife know. So be active. Normally, even if you don't comment in the comments below, I want to know. Do you think it's gross? And as always, thanks for your time, YouTube.